Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to take a look at another brand new addition to the Forza series, which is this Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat. All you have to do to unlock this new addition is complete 20 points in the spring season of the festival playlist, which as you can see I've done by doing the trial, one of the championships, the photo challenge and the 4 monthly rivals at the beginning of the series. I really don't see the point of this car at all actually, or why they felt the need to add it to Horizon 5. Visually it's almost identical to the other Durango we have in the game, apart from not having a sunroof and having a miserable looking front grille akin to a mini Countryman. Yes, it's nearly twice as powerful as the older non-Hellcat version, now with a total output of 710 brake horsepower, but the one thing that vehicle didn't need was a bigger, heavier engine with more power. This monstrosity's weight is now over 2.5 tons, where previously it was just below. It's now all the way up in A-Class at 744 though, compared to the older model's 666, which was actually a pretty fitting number for a vehicle called the Hellcat. Before I headed back to the festival though, I hopped back in the Ford Focus from the first week of this season, and we compared all the other cars from the latest update in a drag race, as well as throwing in the older, less powerful Durango, to see how much slower that was than this new one.
3, 2, 1, go!
I'm almost as fast as the old Durango. Wait, the Focus is faster than the old Durango, what?
Because it's got all the top in the world.
Wow.
Capri Sun.
I'm actually incredibly impressed by this car. How is it that fast? It's available in one manufacturer colour and 3 rather boring shades. I've noticed a small problem with this car's painting options though. You may notice part of that rear wheel is green, but if we come around to the other side, it isn't. And that's because, I've just figured this out, whatever colour you paint your brake calipers, it also does part of one rear wheel, somehow. It would appear though you can fix this by, well, after you've painted your brakes, go to your wheels and then paint them, well, a different colour. I'm gonna do mine in a sort of aluminium finish, I think. Like that. Much better. I've of course done mine in a replica of the plum crazy purple colour with matching brake calipers now that I've figured out how to fix the wheels. I also made a couple of other classic Dodge colours as well. All of them I've fixed the slight wheel problem that I discovered. And I'm afraid painting it is about as far as the visual customization goes for the new Durango. It's got that, but and that. It does, of course, come with a couple of engine swaps. There's a 7.7 litre V12 and a 4.7 litre V8 twin-turbo available, as well as a rear-wheel drive conversion. Well, I don't know why you'd want to do that to a huge, great 4x4 type vehicle like this. You can, of course, also upgrade the tyre compounds, increase the tyre widths and track widths, although interestingly you can only bring the back out by 1. So yeah, it doesn't really make all that much difference. You can of course upgrade the clutch, the transmission, driveline and diff if you want to, and your brakes. You can go to race brakes, so it obviously thinks it's already on some pretty good brakes, although it would need to be being quite this large. And you can put it on race or off-road suspension, but no drift suspension. They obviously assume we don't want to drift it. You can of course also do your anti-roll bars, roll cage, and weight reduction, which means you can bring weight down from the massive 2,484 kilos it starts as to, well, it's still nearly 2,000. I mean, it's never going to be a light vehicle, is it? Then there's all of your usual engine upgrade options. With the standard engine fully maxed, you can get power up from 710 horsepower that it starts at to over 1,000 horsepower. And with the V12 engine fitted, you can get power up to 1,307 horsepower. And finally, with the most ridiculous V8 twin-turbo engine fitted, you can get power up to 1,750 horsepower, which is, well, it's over 1,000 more than it started with, which is just, well, stupid. So, with the V8 twin-turbo upgraded to that ridiculous 1,750 horsepower, and some drag tyres equipped with pretty much no other upgrades, it's even more ridiculously fast in a straight line. But still awful everywhere else. Usually at this point I would apply a tune and head into some kind of Horizon Open racing, but not only was there nothing that looked particularly promising, as was kind of expected on a vehicle like this, but even if there had been, I really didn't fancy racing something quite so ridiculous, and honestly that I wasn't terribly interested in, and found rather boring given it's so similar to the one we already have in the game in every way, except for power, which we can increase in the upgrade shop on that car anyway. And that is going to do it for today's video, taking a look at this rather pointless addition to Forza Horizon 5. Stock, yes, it is faster than the other one, particularly in straight lines, which I suppose is kind of the point of a Hellcat. Yeah, I kind of feel like it didn't need to be faster in a straight line. If anything, it needed to be lighter and more capable in corners, but it's an SUV. Anyway, yeah, not great from standard, don't really see the point of it. There's no kind of unique or interesting upgrade options for it, and it's not going to be particularly useful for anything here in Horizon 5. And I also don't think it looks as good as the previous model. It's a bit odd, particularly on that front grille. Anyway, as ever, do let me know your thoughts on this final edition in this latest festival playlist. But for today's video, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next one very soon.